I don't think there's a lot of originality in the stories. There's originality in how they're told.
Would you say filmmakers today are more concerned with forcing a message than telling a good story?
I see it. Yeah, I see it a lot. Um, I think people are concerned about how they're portrayed instead of what the story's talking about, and which is people do what they need to do. That's not how I work. Um, I have no problem eating crow if I have to, as long as I'm telling the story as truthfully and from the heart as possible. But yeah, I mean, I see it a lot where people are trying to steer their stories in a marketing way. It's like, oh, this is fresh, and they're like, well, I'm writing fresh, and it's just never ever do that, because it reeks of inauthenticity. But you know what? There's 80% inauthentic films out there that are making a ton of money. So I'm not right on that. It's like very successful careers are being made. It's just not how I do it. So it's not how I approach it, and it's not how I want to consume it. I don't want. I preached door to door, knocking on doors with the word of Jehovah for 20 years of my life. The last thing I ever want to do is preach, even if I believe in something. I don't want my belief system to find its way into the story and push it on the viewer. I always want the viewer or the reader to have their own questions and come up with and go, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that blank. I'm not sure if blank. I don't want them to know. The most beautiful compliment I got when Confessions of a Teenage Jesus Jerk came out, the film, was people thought I was still the Jehovah's Witness. And I was just like, yeah, I did it right. Because I do not believe in that belief system at all. It's very corrupt, and it's not good. But when I'm telling the story, my message can't be in there. I could tell the world of, but I love it that people aren't sure if I'm still affiliated with the religion or not. That's the greatest compliment. And I feel like that should be, I would love that to be across the board, where if someone, I don't want to know their political affiliation. I don't want the film or the story to tell me where they are. I want them to explore the human condition, because that's what we all got. So
You said something to the effect of 80% of movies nowadays do seem to fall into a category of a message. They're doing quite well. Who do you think the audience is for those films?
I mean, it's interesting, because I don't think the audience. This is why Hollywood is a weird business, because I don't think the audience is too critical of certain things, because the general audience is there just to be entertained. What are we doing on Saturday night, honey? We're going to the Cineplex. Well, what's there? I don't know, but that cute guy in that film's in this film. Well, great, let's go. And they go, and then they enjoy it, and then they go home. And their enjoyment of it is great. Well, great. That's what it's for. Even if it has a message, what a great gift that those filmmakers gave to those people who got to go on a date and then got to go home and cuddle and just, come together because they saw a movie that I wouldn't necessarily care to see. So the viewership is just so vast that I don't want them to make a judgment on those people. And those people do not want to see my movie. I mean, and they've been vocal about it on the internet. So it's just like, I turned that off after 5 minutes because this, and this. And I'm like, you know, yeah, it's not for you. That's fine. Because I don't write for everybody. I never want to write for everybody. I want people to not like me. And I'll feel like I'm doing I want people to like me, of course, but I do want a certain population to not like what I'm doing, because then I know I'm hitting the authenticity and I'm hitting the truth. And and sometimes I disgust myself. I'm just like, it's probably why I can't read my old work or watch old stuff. It's just too much, because it's just too much. Not that it's bad. Not that I don't think it's good. It's too much to consume on my own as like a reader or a writer or as a viewer. It's weird. Yeah.
Like familiarity breeds contempt. So you're too much of yourself. You know how we all see ourselves in a different light.
Not contempt. I think it's just that was a point in time, and that's all and that's what it was. And how lucky am I? But I'd rather watch a new episode of Money Heist on Netflix. It's yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I said that. I have therapy at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I can talk to my therapist about it.
Okay. But no, I mean, I get it. I mean, some people, after a while, they're like, okay, I'm good. I've passed this phase. I don't want to live here anymore in this like mindset. So I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
With so many remakes and reboots being made today, how can creators truly tell original stories?
Well, yeah, I get the franchise thing, Oh, Aquaman worked, and people know what Aquaman is. A Whopper works. They're going to go buy a Whopper instead of the hamburger at the local mom and pa joint, because they don't know what that is. I I think I don't think there's a lot of originality in the stories. There's originality in how they're told, and the originality of how we're bringing our unique voice and to a story that's already been told over and over again. and then we get together with the actors who have their own unique ways of working, and then the directors who have their unique ways of working. And that's where the beauty comes, or that's where it totally flops and dies. But yeah, I mean, for the reboots, they got to make reboots so they can give money to the stuff that maybe someone cares about, I guess. And actors even got to do it too. I don't think any of these actors that work in superhero movies, I don't think they really want to, but that paycheck's really good. And it's just like, I'm going to get in that costume again. And, and I would get in the costume too, because who wouldn't want to buy a house in Los Feliz?
Sure, the Palisades and
right,
private schools, and yeah,
exactly. It's great decision making. So, yeah, I don't think I'm getting hired on any of those as a writer, but maybe they want someone contrarian to come in. So.
Sure. Have you seen any remakes that were actually better than the originals?
Well, Ocean's 11 for sure. Was just way better than the train wreck that was the Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack Ocean's 11. Let me try to think of some remakes that were better than the originals. I don't know. It does happen sometimes. I think there's a narrative where they try to take great films from the past and remake them now. I think they should go for the crappy films in the past and remake them. I would love to see remakes of terrible films.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe a hard R version of Parent Trap. No, I don't know.
Why was Ocean's 11? Why was the first one so horrible?
I've only seen it once. I don't know have you seen it?
Not you said the one with Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
The Rat Pack, sorry.
Yeah, they didn't care. I don't think there was any care taken in it. It's like, we got these stars, let's put them together. When it got to Soderbergh, seems like there was care taken. And you can tell there's where it's a blockbuster film, but you look at the frame by frame and you look at the decisions that were made, and it's just like every decision is a great decision. And there's a lot of little elements in there too. I can't remember who wrote the screenplay, but the beautiful little elements and little choices that are made, it's what just brings it all together. Yeah.
What classic film, it would be a travesty if they tried to remake it today? It would just be insulting.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think everything should be given a try. I mean, Gus Van Sant did a try on Psycho, which was just awful. It's like Vince Vaughn was, yeah, I know. No one remembers it. There's a reason. It's because it was terrible. And I think they used the exact same script, and it was, yeah. But give it a try. Why not? I mean, hey, people, if someone's gonna, hey, I'll write a remake of something. I'll write a remake of a great movie, and hope I can do better, and then everyone can just dirt on it, and I say have fun with it. I say ruin great films.
Why ruin them?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna remake them. Yes, it's a canvas. It's like why not go ahead and try to resketch it? And I hate this word, intellectual property, but it's all about, we have this property, let's renew this property and let's make money on it. And I understand the business sense of it. So not that I'm going to run out and be excited that they remake a certain film like the Bicycle Thief or whatever. It's just like, let's remake it in modern day Los Angeles. You know what? Go ahead, actually. There's so much crap being made. It doesn't matter if more crap's made, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I take music though, which I know is near and dear to your heart as well? Some like you said, was it on camera or off camera? Public Image Limited was one of your first concerts that you went to. Okay, so yeah. PIL. What if there was a band that was trying to remake all those songs, and there was a Johnny Rotten that was the new guy? It wasn't Johnny Rotten, but it was like this new influencer guy that kind of looked like Johnny Rotten and had sort of the same sensibility.
Justin Timberlake can remake it. I'll be like, let's see if it's good.
Okay.
I guess I'm not nostalgic about it. I've already had my experience with either the original film or seeing the original band, and I'm realizing now that I'm not really nostalgic. If somebody tries to remake something, I'm like, go ahead and do it. They can remake Jesus Jerk and make it a superhero film, and just send me the check.
Okay. Why do you think people, though, are so precious about some of these films or adaptations of certain books? Well, like, why are some people so adamant that it shouldn't be done? That it, because there are fans that are angry that the original work.
Yeah, I guess they attribute meaning to it in their own lives, but it's. I don't know if they work in film or if they are writers. They could be, and writing, and film it's meant to be critiqued. It's meant to be just ripped apart. That's what everyone's supposed to do. That's the beauty of all of it. You're having a conversation about it. Great. It's continuing the conversation. So, I mean, there was like, what was that? Rock and Roll High School. The Ramones were in Rock and Roll High School. Then they had Rock and Roll High School 2. Corey Feldman was the band of Rock and Roll High School 2. And, people hate it, but I get a kick out of it. I'm like, there's Corey Feldman pretending like he's Michael Jackson. It's just like, I'm not upset about it because there's the first one that meant a lot to me as a kid, and the second one is Corey Feldman pretending like he's Michael Jackson.
Sure. And the Ramones were at the height of their stardom when that came out?
I think they gained more stardom, I think, after that movie came out. I think that's, yeah. I don't think they realized that was going to put them to a new level. But I don't know. I can't remember because I can't remember exactly when the movie came out.
Right.
I saw it on VHS.
Oh, nice.